Welcome to Machine Solutions, the YouTube channel where powerful machinery meets real-world craftsmanship. Here, we take you on a journey from the forest to the factory, showing how timber harvested in the United States becomes the lumber and wood products we all rely on every day. In today's special compilation, you'll see how the American logging industry combines tradition with advanced technology. We'll travel deep into U.S. forests where massive trees are felled with precision. We'll follow heavy-duty trucks as they transport giant logs over rugged terrain, and we'll step inside some of the country's most impressive sawmills where raw timber is transformed into high-quality lumber. This video is more than just exciting footage of big machines. It's a behind-the-scenes look at an entire supply chain, one that supports thousands of American jobs in forestry, trucking, and manufacturing. Whether you're a lifelong woodworker, a machinery enthusiast, or simply curious about where your home's framing comes from, you're about to see the whole process up close. Our journey begins in the dense, towering forests of the Pacific Northwest and the Appalachian Mountains. Here, American loggers use a blend of skill, safety, and modern equipment to harvest timber responsibly. Large feller bunchers glide between the trees, gripping trunks with hydraulic arms and cutting them cleanly at the base. With a single operator, these machines can harvest, trim, and stack logs far faster than manual crews ever could. Environmental stewardship is at the heart of these operations. Logging companies work under strict U.S. forestry guidelines, ensuring replanting and habitat protection. Many of the trees you'll see being cut today are from managed tree farms, planted decades ago for this very purpose. Once the trees are down, powerful skidders drag the logs to landing areas where they're sorted by size and species. This is where you'll also see sophisticated harvesters that automatically delimb trunks and cut them to preset lengths, ready for transport. For older viewers who may remember small crews with chainsaws and hand tools, the contrast is striking. Today's technology reduces risk for workers, improves precision, and minimizes waste. It's a great example of how American ingenuity keeps traditional industries alive while making them safer and more efficient. Once the logs are prepared, the next stage is transportation, a crucial link in the chain from forest to factory. In the United States, specially built logging trucks carry heavy loads along winding rural roads and highways to sawmills. In this segment, we follow two powerful Volvo FH540 trucks, each hauling a full load of freshly cut timber from the forests of Oregon to processing facilities further south. These trucks are marvels of engineering, with reinforced frames, multiple axles for stability, and air-ride suspension to handle the shifting weight of logs. Inside the cabs, drivers rely on advanced GPS and onboard monitoring systems to maintain safety and fuel efficiency. Transporting logs is not just about horsepower. It's about timing and coordination. Loading areas are carefully managed so that cranes or loaders can position logs securely onto the trailers. Each chain and binder must be checked to prevent shifting during transit. As our GoPro-mounted footage shows, these long hauls can be both scenic and challenging. Drivers navigate mountain passes, river crossings, and changing weather conditions while keeping their cargo secure. For many in the U.S., timber trucking is a family tradition, skills passed down from one generation to the next. What viewers will notice is the scale of logistics involved. Each truckload represents hours of careful felling, sorting, and planning. And it's not just the sawmills that benefit. Local mechanics, tire shops, fuel stations, and highway infrastructure all play a role in keeping this system running smoothly. The result is a supply chain that delivers high-quality logs to mills on time and in top condition, ready for the next stage of production. From the outside, a sawmill might look like a collection of conveyor belts and tall stacks of logs. But inside, it's a symphony of motion and precision. In this segment, aerial footage gives you a bird's-eye view of how raw logs arriving from the forest are transformed into usable lumber. First, the logs are unloaded and rolled onto massive decks where they're scanned by lasers to determine optimal cutting patterns. This digital mapping reduces waste and maximizes yield, critical for both profitability and sustainability. Next, the logs move through debarkers, which strip away the rough outer bark to expose clean wood underneath. High-speed band saws and circular saws then slice the logs into cants and boards, guided by computerized systems that adjust every cut in real time. Offcuts and sawdust don't go to waste. They're collected for use as mulch, paper pulp, or biofuel, ensuring nearly every part of the tree is utilized. The lumber is then graded, stacked, and kiln-dried to reach the moisture content needed for construction or furniture making. Automated sorters arrange boards by size and quality, while forklifts shuttle finished stacks to storage or shipping areas. What might surprise you is the level of technology inside these US sawmills. Robotics, sensors, and data analytics are now standard tools, allowing fewer workers to handle greater volumes safely. This combination of tradition and innovation is what keeps the American lumber industry competitive worldwide. Now we head to one of the country's notable sawmills, Collins Lakeview Sawmill in Oregon. This facility represents the heart of American lumber production, combining decades of experience with state-of-the-art machinery. Collins Lakeview receives a steady stream of logs from sustainably managed forests across the western United States. Upon arrival, each load is weighed, tagged, and entered into a computerized tracking system. This ensures full transparency from stump to store shelf. Inside the mill, a series of conveyors and sorting stations organize logs by diameter and species. For example, Douglas fir might be directed to one line, while ponderosa pine heads to another. Each species has its own cutting patterns and drying requirements. The initial breakdown happens on massive head rig saws, capable of slicing through trunks several feet in diameter. Operators monitor touch screens rather than hand wheels, adjusting blades with precision measured in millimeters. As boards emerge, automated edgers trim rough edges to exact widths. Quality control is continuous. Cameras and scanners check each board for knots, splits, or defects. Those that don't meet grade are redirected for alternative uses, like engineered wood products or wood chips for paper mills. This zero-waste philosophy not only conserves resources, but also creates multiple revenue streams for the mill. Drying kilns are another critical step. Here, stacks of lumber spend days or weeks at carefully controlled temperatures and humidity levels. This process stabilizes the wood, reducing shrinkage and warping once it's installed in homes or furniture. Energy for these kilns often comes from burning sawdust or scrap wood, turning waste into fuel. After drying, the boards pass through planers that smooth the surfaces to standardized thicknesses. They're then stamped with grading marks indicating strength, appearance, and moisture content, information builders rely on when selecting materials. Collins Lakeview also invests heavily in worker training and community support. Many employees have been with the mill for decades, reflecting the stability and pride of America's wood products industry. For older viewers, this might bring back memories of local mills that were once the backbone of small towns. Today, facilities like Collins Lakeview still provide good jobs while embracing cleaner, safer, and more efficient technologies. By the time lumber leaves this mill, it's ready for a wide range of uses, from framing new homes in the Midwest to crafting cabinetry in small workshops. Every board carries a story that began in a U.S. forest and passed through the hands and machines of skilled professionals dedicated to quality. And that brings our journey full circle, from the forest to the factory, from towering trees to finished boards. We hope this look at America's logging, transportation, and sawmilling industries has been informative and inspiring. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Machine Solutions for more in-depth looks at the powerful machines and people shaping our world.